We traveled to Los Angeles to follow Vincent Laforet around for 2 days while he was shooting with the EOS-1D Mark IV for this project. He wanted to shoot a spot that featured a little round car in a very square world. To accomplish this, he used several Mark IV bodies, an arsenal of EF lenses, and some interesting shooting tools.
We'll be relying on a lot of geometry and good light and some cool toys. And the beauty of the system is that we had 2 cameras running at the same time from slightly different angles. One that had a very different background than the other, and it just gives you a variety. If you have the average camera system, you generally can't do that because of size or cost or lenses, etc. When you're bringing huge cinema lenses, they're extremely expensive, both to buy or rent and to lug around. When you have these small Canon lenses, it's just an amazing range of lenses.
Vince attributes a lot of his ability to create unique film styles in his work to the potential of using the entire family of Canon EF lenses, something that can't be accomplished with the traditional video camera. He used everything from the ultra-wide 14mm and 16-35mm lenses to the 50mm and the tilt-shift lenses. He also used the 70-200mm zoom and even the 135mm lens. The low-light performance of the Mark IV enabled some amazing quality night shots.
With the 1D Mark IV, you're seeing things that your naked eye hasn't seen and that you haven't seen on film because it's not something you can capture. You know, up to about 2-3 years ago, you wouldn't really go north of 800 ASA too often without a significant loss in quality.
Shooting with the EOS-1D Mark IV also translates into significant dollar savings to a producer managing the budget. It provides the ability to work with a small crew, a very limited amount of gear, and little or no lighting equipment. We covered over a dozen locations in 2 days due to equipment portability and the ability to move and set up gear very quickly.
So as you'll notice, we're using all available light. It saves a tremendous amount in terms of budget. When you come to have to light a street, you're talking about some serious power requirements, cabling, generator trucks, etc., and huge amounts of setup. We can shoot later into the night and earlier in the day where we can take advantage of natural light quite a bit more, so we don't have to rely on lighting everything, and we can also be a lot more mobile. The reality is you'd be spending anywhere from 5 to 20 times what we're spending here for traditional type camera and lighting. I asked the camera operator, I said at the end of the shoot, was this faster than the other cameras you worked with? And he just smiled ear to ear saying, yeah, 4 or 5 times faster. The speed at which we were able to change lenses, but forget to change lenses, just the speed at which you're able to work and just think on the spot. And the camera works. You hit record, it works, the exposure's dead on. As the sun kept going down, I just cranked the ISO up and opened the aperture up, and it was never a worry.
Vince, we've reached the end of the shoot now. Tell me a little bit about how you felt as far as the results of the shoot.
I think it went great. I think it was particularly fitting that we ended on a waning light shot where the sky was falling and all the ambient light was going away. And the Mark IV stepped up to the occasion once again. And I'm very happy with the result, and I can't wait to get into the editing bay and see what we came up with.